What is up, friends? Welcome back, welcome back. If you saw the last video, you're here to learn how to do crank flip. I was about to say kick flip, but we're trying to say crank flip these days. The crank flip, AKA kick flip. I learned this trick a long time ago, then it kind of went dead. It was considered lame during the 2000s, I think. And now it's back. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, but you just, here for educational purposes, as you can guess, these are the cranks. So a crank flip is when you do a full rotation backwards of the cranks. That's without your feet on the pedal. Some prerequisites that you'll need to know for this trick, depending on cassette or free coaster. It's way easier on a cassette because cassettes spin much faster, whereas a free coaster has a lot more resistance because the whole internal driver is moving all together, so it's a little harder on a free coaster. If you have a free coaster and you want to make your bike more kick flippable, you could watch this video right here. Number 2. You should have your chain and your cranks slightly loose. Mainly the chain. My cranks, personally, if I tighten them too much, they get way too tight. Can't kick flip. Can't crank flip. Sorry. Same thing with the chain. Chain's really tight. It's probably gonna be way harder. So you gotta keep your chains pretty loose, not in crazy loose, just enough to be able to wiggle it. And cranks should be able to spin pretty freely. My method of judgment is if I can throw it by my hand and it'll spin at least 2 times, that means it's probably kick flippable. 1, 2, 2.5 there. Okay, so 2.5, that means your bike can do a crank flip. Other things you should probably consider, your pedals. You're gonna need a good grip on your pedals because we're gonna be using the front foot, depending on your left or your right, doesn't matter, but your front foot is the main foot that uses a leverage to kick the cranks back. In order to do that, you're gonna need some grip on your pedals. Now that your bike is kick flippable with sticky pedals and a loose crank, the only other thing, not mandatory, but I highly recommend, is some shin guards. You're gonna probably miss a couple times on this trick. These are a little bit of an insurance policy that make the process a little bit easier. If you don't have shin guards, can't afford shin guards, Life Hacks 3 is coming. I got something for you. $2 shin guards coming for you very soon. But onwards and upwards. Once you realize your bike actually can do a kickflip, try doing it standing up. Just no bunny hop. Go like that. The first couple times, it's probably gonna be scary, so you're not gonna actually land on the pedals. So what you can actually do is just kick it and just, land on your feet. That way you can kind of get a feel of how this works. Just go like that, that's it. Just do that, try to figure out how to get the cranks to flip. Now, some people actually use their back foot. I don't recommend doing that. It's a lot harder, especially with a free coaster, because it's not really gonna spin all the way very well. Once you get the feeling down of, being able to actually kick it, try just landing on them. Not bunny hop, just, try landing on them. Like that. The other key thing about this trick is you really have to get your legs up. It's gonna feel really awkward because your legs are so high, like that. Like you feel like you're so far away from your bike like that, like in a weird frog position. But that is, all part of the trick. So start doing that a lot. Just, ride around, just get the feel of that. Especially getting back on the cranks. That is definitely the scariest part because you always feel like you're gonna slip a pedal. Get the confidence of landing back on the pedals. Once you kind of got that solid, next step, bunny hopping into them. Straight bunny hop, it's probably the safest and easiest way. What you can do first, bitch run it basically. So just go for it, but don't actually land on your pedals just to get the feel. Just go like that. Land on the floor, that way it's safe. So try that method. Just give it a good kick, land on your feet, see how it goes, make sure your cranks actually made the full rotation, and then just get used to it. Once you figure that out, the final step, landing back on the pedals, the deadliest part. That's where the shin guards come in. Landing back on is all about timing. You gotta stare at your cranks, but at the same time, realize the speed of how they're coming around. If your cranks are slow, you're gonna need your legs up longer than normal. If they're coming out fast, you don't want to keep them too high because you might over-rotate them. So timing is everything on this. I kind of understand the timing of my cranks. They don't spin too fast, so I gotta keep my legs up a little bit higher or longer than normal. So let's go. If you notice there, actually, I kicked it really hard and over-rotated, but because I had the timing right, I still was able to land with my front foot first. That way they didn't go past my feet. Let's give it another shot. That time it was slower. See, timing is very important on this trick because you're gonna wanna catch those cranks. This is probably one of the better basic tricks in my opinion versus like a bar spin or a tail whip or even a 360 because the danger factor is kind of low. You might hit your shins if you don't have shin guards, but I mean, that's better than getting impaled or landing on your face or something or breaking something. The only other thing is, when I was learning this trick, I broke a lot of my seats and busted my balls literally because I missed the pedals or I just landed too low. So you're probably gonna expect some foul ball play. It's fairly simple in my opinion. Once you get them dialed down, you can do them in many different variations. I hope that helped. I know that wasn't a super explanation, but I mean, that shows that it's a really simple trick. Hope you try some kickflips. I hope your balls are safe and your shins are safe. Comment below what you want to see next, because you know I love seeing your comments and I love replying to your comments. So do that while I point down on this video like a weirdo. All right, until next time, peace out. Okay, bye.